Well, it was only about a month ago that I was blessed by preaching at my daughter's new parish, St. Thomas Whitemarsh in Philadelphia. The blessing was twofold. First, serving alongside her as we walked Holy Week together was a sacred time. And then to preach on Maundy Thursday and the Easter Vigil gave me a chance to step back and listen again and remember why I answered the call to serve God. Our gospel today explains it all. Now, it might be easy to forget where we are in our Easter story because over 3 of the last 4 weeks, we have been reading our scriptures of the resurrection and Christ's appearances to his disciples. But this week, we go back to the story just before the cross and resurrection. This is the story that called me. In John's account, it is Thursday evening, the night that we remember on Maundy Thursday. The name Maundy, derived from the Latin mandatum, meaning a mandate, a command, comes precisely from Jesus as he knelt over his friends, even his enemy, to wash their dirty feet. In our account today, we only read about Jesus' words. I give you a new commandment, that you love one another. Just as I have loved you, also you should love one another. Now, these are very important words, but Jesus' actions speak those words powerfully. So, washing my daughter's feet on Maundy Thursday reminded me why I said yes to God's call. Loving others the best I can, not very well, traveling all the way to the countless crosses of life, and then there are the miracles of God's resurrection, healing grace, and new life. Hospital chaplaincy called me back to a home where I was in with my daughter for most of her life, where pain and suffering, but yet gladness and joy and healing grace can occur. Spending years with my daughter led me to service to others. This is my salvation and my story. I remember when our children were young, I'm not so sure which one asked me this question, but I remember it so well. This was the question: Mom, why do you like to go see sick people in the hospital? My answer was readily off my tongue. I knew exactly why. Because they share with me their faith in God, their stories about their life. They give me hope, and they strengthen my faith. Well, we've just come through a long season of COVID and isolation and grief at the loss of many of our friends and family. And our stress level, anger, and anxiety are at an all-time high. I notice it in the groceries, in conversations with others, and I really recognize it in myself. During this season of Easter, we have been pondering this question: what has Jesus told us or shown us that would help in our struggles? Well, Jesus invites not only me, but all of us to wash the feet of others. Nothing helps me more in times like these than to simply pick up the phone, listen to a friend in the nursing home, or share loneliness with someone. Send a card to someone to say, I was thinking about you this morning, and praying my long list of prayers. In the words of Frederick Buechner, we have it in us to be Christ to each other, and in some unimaginable way to God too. That is what we must tell finally. We have it in us to work miracles of love, healing as well as to have them worked on us. We have it in us to bless with Him, forgive with Him, heal with Him, and occasionally even to grieve with some measure of His grief at another person's pain, and to rejoice in some measure of His rejoicing at another's joy, as if it were our own. And who knows, but in the end, by God's mercy, these two stories will converge for good and all. And though we would have never have had the courage or the faith or the wit to die for Him, any more than we have ever managed to live for Him very well either, His story will come true in us at last. In her new book, Return to the Root, Joyce Rupp tells the story of her friend who lived with stage 4 lung cancer for 3 years. A few months before her death, she prepared her funeral with her friends. She told her friends that she wanted the theme to be about giving of ourselves. I hope this will be about love, she said. She herself was an oncology nurse working with hospice and had approached her work with the attitude of being a foot washer. In her nurse's training, she was privileged to learn to treat each patient as if that person were Jesus. So, as she wished, after her death, the evening wake service included the ritual of washing feet, based on our gospel today. So, friends, tell your people this week, God is love. That God sent Jesus to show us that we are loved. That this love changes us, empowering us to love others. And that even when we struggle to love, often for very compelling reasons, yet God continues to love us and work through our lives to bless the world. Now, in closing, I would like to say a word to all of those here today who will be walking in a commencement ceremony in the next few days. This is graduation Sunday. So, do we have graduates from middle school, kindergarten, college, high school here? Would you please stand? And Ethan, you can stand again. Ethan was my only graduate at 8:30. You cannot be blessed too many times. No, you can't. Okay. Is that all our graduates? Okay. So congratulations to everyone, and God bless you. Whether you are graduating from kindergarten, oh yeah. Thank you for that applause. They deserve it. So I think in the next few weeks or days, you're going to be hearing people give you a speech about what you need to be doing in your life and how you're going to do this. So here are some of the words you might be hearing. Go out into the world for good. Be open to new adventures. Be innovative. Feed the poor. Listen to others. Sing your own song. Teach, care, and love, for our world needs you right now. Well, I want to tell you all something. You didn't know this. Friends and students of Christ Church Cathedral, you have just heard your first commencement address. And it's not from me. It's not from me. It's from your brother Jesus today. Remember his words. Love one another as I have loved you. So go get them, kids. Amen.